So my homie Dylan told me that you can now hype up my video with YouTube's new hype feature, and look, you can go back and check, and I never ask you guys to subscribe or hit that like button. But let's hype up this video, baby! But as you guys know, Jimmy Dean's Sausage is now providing what seems like unlimited water to the people of Africa. I don't understand how $1 equals 1 year of clean water in any part of the world, but Jimmy hasn't let us down with his previous projects, so I'm just gonna have to trust the math on this one. And what makes this fundraiser different from his previous ones is the fact that most of the money is being donated by people who should already be donating their money to help the less fortunate. But regardless, he was getting millions from people everywhere, and spoilers, he almost reached his goal. However, because this was something that was put together by the one and only MrBeast, there was going to be some controversy that came from this, whether it involved Jimmy or not. And I'm not talking about these videos I talked about where they're like, streaming with Aiden Ross just ruined MrBeast's career. Yeah, if you're a fucking moron. But apparently during MrBeast's stream with Aiden Ross and XQC, someone got scammed for $1.25 million while trying to donate to Team Water, which was thought to be foolproof. You go to their website, you hit that donate button, and your name goes up on the screen. Pretty simple if you ask me, only this guy, Eric Bergman, took a more difficult route. So he eventually did get to donate $1 million to Team Water back on August 9th, but 3 days ago, he decided that he wanted to share with us how before that, he was scammed for over $1 million. I got scammed for $1.25 million. I feel ashamed and stupid. This story starts with me getting a phone call from MrBeast and Mark Robert. They asked me to donate money to Team Water to build wells in Africa and help people get clean water. I'm surprised by their call. We've met before, but haven't spoken in years. I take a few days to think, I focus on learning more about the water crisis in the world, and I decide to donate $1 million. MrBeast gets excited about this and tweets to the world about the donation. I'm proud and excited to be a part of this amazing campaign. About a week later, I get a message from Team Water on WhatsApp on my personal phone number. They are excited about the donation. They invite me to a trip with the top donors to Africa to see the wells being built and then to stay for a few days for a wildlife safari. To go to Africa and see wells like this being built is a long dream of mine. I'm excited to go. I immediately say yes. They then add me to a WhatsApp group with some of the other top donors. Jimmy's in the group, so is Mark Robber, and some other well-known billionaires like Steak Eddie and Toby, and streamer superstars like Aiden Ross. I can't believe I'm in this group. I feel like a 13-year-old boy wanting to fit in. They're all chatting and have a good banter going on. I find myself writing a message, then deleting what I wrote because I didn't feel cool enough. I write it again, then delete it. I can't believe I'm traveling with these people to Africa. So as you can see, they're taking advantage of how naive this guy is. He hasn't been around this many quote-unquote cool people before in his life, and now that he's there, he isn't going to lose his spot. Never mind that MrBeast doesn't mention WhatsApp a single time or even mentions that he's going on a trip to Africa, even to Sophie Rain, who donated just as much as this guy. Never mind that you had MrBeast's actual number, but still decided to only contact him through WhatsApp. I'm not saying this is all his fault, but these scammers knew who they were targeting. They didn't randomly pick a name out of a hat and were like, Eric Bergman? Who the fuck is this? He continues to say, Jimmy tells the group about another charity project he wants to start. Everyone is eager to help him out more. This conversation goes on for about a week. It's now Friday. I'm heading away for the weekend on a trip with a bunch of my friends. I've been looking forward to this for months. We have a packed schedule and I'm very excited. On Saturday, Jimmy writes in the chat and tells us about this other opportunity. He just signed a deal with Coinbase, one of the largest crypto exchanges that will launch their own crypto coin. And as part of a marketing collaboration, Jimmy has gotten a chance to buy in early on this coin. As a thank you, he wants to extend this offer to anyone who's donated over $1 million. Everything is secretive and it's important to act fast. This is where I should have stopped. When someone needs you to act fast, it's often to get you to do something without thinking. But I didn't. Everyone in the chat gets excited about this. I know some of them are real crypto experts and they jump on this opportunity. I don't know much about crypto, but the 13-year-old boy in me wants to belong. If they are excited, I want to be excited too. So he even said it himself. He should have stopped there when they started talking about crypto. And if you know anything about MrBeast, then you would know that he does not promote any kind of crypto for the sole reason of how many people would use that announcement to scam other people. Like these guys are doing right now. And after reading over what happened, you're probably like, oh my god, this was so obvious. Like Aiden Ross didn't even donate $500,000. Sophie Rain actually donated $1 million and she's not even in the group with you guys. There were a lot of red flags popping up everywhere, but like he said, the 13-year-old boy inside of him wanted to belong. That's what she said. That's what he said. He then says, I also don't want to be the only one on this trip to Africa that didn't join in on the investment. I find myself calling a crypto friend telling him about this, and he says that if Coinbase is launching a coin and we can get early access to it, it's a sure win. I get even more excited. I'm also very distracted. I don't want to be in my head right now. I want to join my friends with this workshop they got going on. I'm finally at this event. I want to get the most of it. I go to this workshop, but I'm all in my head. I keep thinking about this investment, and it frustrates me. I don't want to make business decisions now, but I also don't want to miss out. The workshop ends and I call my friend again. We are both excited and we don't want to miss out. We say fuck it, let's go! Within a few hours, we have sent $500,000 in crypto to the wallets we were given. The chat is going strong and people are even more excited. I bet they were. Steak Eddie wants in, but he's too slow. When he asked if it can get solved after the deadline, he is told unfortunately it's too late. I read it and I can't believe a guy like that gets rejected. The next day, Jimmy writes again and says that this is a new chance to invest. However, the price has now gone up from 15 cents per coin to 30 cents. The maximum investment in this round is $750,000. I call my friend again. I tell him about the billionaire that got rejected and how everyone else is buying it again. However, I'm still at the event. I'm still super distracted by other things and we end up falling for it again, sending another $750,000. It's now Monday. The retreat has ended and I'm heading home. I still have a good feeling about all of this and I'm excited. I'm also exhausted after the weekend. Lots of experience to process and far too little sleep. On Tuesday, Jimmy writes one more time in his chat saying that this is the final chance to get in. The price is now 45 cents and everything up until now has been taken. Once again, I call my friend and we say let's go. We are about to send the money, but this time something makes me stop for a second. Something in my belly says to look closer at the details. For the first time in these 72 hours, I actually stop to properly think and see some of the details are off. I know Aiden Ross is American, but his phone number is British. Why is that? For the first time since the chat started, I call Jimmy just to confirm everything and he says, what are you talking about? And that's a punch in my stomach. I say, please say that you are fucking kidding me, and I send him a screenshot of the chat. He looks at it and says, wow, I don't know what to say. Please tell me you didn't send them any money, and I reply, 1.25 million. The realization sinks in. Oh fuck. The first phone call from a few weeks ago was Jimmy. The real Jimmy. The fundraiser for clean water was Jimmy. The real Jimmy. But this person reaching out from his team wasn't from his team. It was a scammer. So one big lesson to learn here is that if you actually have the number of the person you were talking to and they want to message you on another app even though they called you on your personal phone to tell you about this opportunity, then it's most likely a scammer. And I get it, you probably would have fell for the scam just like he did. If I had Jimmy Dean Sausage's personal number and he went out of his way to message me on WhatsApp, I would have been like, what are you, fucking gay? WhatsApp? I'm not from Indonesia, buddy. We use iMessage round these parts. Either way, you had his number, so for him to send you anything other than a blue text or a green one if you're a dirty Android user should have been a deal breaker. And he even posted a screenshot of the group chat where this guy pretending to be MrBeast says, guys, Coinbase is going to set up an investment pool for each of us. If you'd like to participate, send your donation address in ERC20 investment amount in Ethereum and mail address to the Ellie. Dog, that message alone would have had me wondering if this was the real MrBeast. He's typing in his language that he speaks, his broken fucking English. That's how he's typing. Like when he said mail addresses to the Ellie, he's talking about a person because the guy playing Aiden Ross says, Ellie, I'll send you it when I get home. So apparently there's this Ellie person who was handling all the money. Another red flag. 100% Eric was going to ask who Ellie was, but before he even got the chance to introduce 100% Eric was going to ask who Ellie was, but before he even got the chance, they all introduced each other like, yeah, this is Aiden, you guys know, you met him before, and that's Ellie, she handles the money. They just did it like very nonchalantly so he wouldn't even think about her ever. Just, you know, give her the money and then She'll handle the rest. Doesn't matter how much you give her. Trust me, she's trustworthy. Ellie totally isn't a fucking Nigerian man. Like, Eric wanted to ask, like, he wanted to be like, hey, dude, can we trust this Ellie person? He's like, nah, they're gonna kick me out of the chat. They're gonna kick me out. That's dumb. Do you smoke? Like, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for this guy, but there were just way too many red flags going on at once for this to happen. I mean, in the screenshot, and I don't know if he saw this after the fact, but you can see that this guy's number isn't from America. Like, he noticed this after sending $1.25 million? And hey, maybe when you have that much money, you're more prone to giving it out, seeing as how you can possibly make it back. But it's like, after he sent the first $500,000 and they told me it was too late to invest, I would have been like, what the fuck do you mean too late? There's 5 of us in this group chat, me included. Who's taking up all the spots? Now, what's cool is that MrBeast did put up a $100,000 reward for anyone that has any information that leads to the arrest of these scammers. Which, I mean, there are for sure some people who will see that and be like, I'm going to use my internet knowledge to find these guys, especially if they have the numbers on WhatsApp they used, and the fact that they used WhatsApp. Your messages may be private until you break the law. But yeah, guys, I just saw that MrBeast is going live again to try and raise $2 more million to hit that $40 million mark. Hopefully, after this story comes out, nothing like this will happen again, even though it probably will. By me. Until tomorrow. Peace.